This is your holiday big meal preventing weight gain video. How do we prevent it? Big meal's coming, got a holiday coming up, got a party coming up. How can you prevent the big downfall, the backside of this where you're like, oh, I put on 2 pounds, oh, I put on 7 pounds during the holidays, during this event, during this celebration. Here's exactly some quick tips, simple things you can implement that actually work. All right, let's go. I got at least 8 of them here. These are things that I regularly implement. If you are having a party coming up, having a holiday event, Thanksgiving, Christmas, a birthday event, how do you prevent that weight gain after the fact? And let's go through the steps right away. Let's start with what do you do beforehand, okay? Number 1, we've got to start focusing on water intake leading up to the event. We need to stay hydrated. No, always after the big Thanksgiving or holiday meal, Christmas meal, afterwards, I feel like I've eaten so much food, taking in so much sodium that I can't get enough water, but I'm so full that I can't drink enough water, right? You ever had this feeling going on? You're just like, oh my gosh, that is sodium overload going on in your system. And normally I like salt, like sea salt, but this is a different type of salt. And then the carbohydrates are dehydrating you as well. There's this big mix up in the balance of fluids inside of your system. Now, for some of you, you're like, I just don't have a big meal, Dr. Livingood, so I don't participate in that. Well, a lot of Americans do, so we got to break this down. And the first way to start addressing it is water. German researchers found that drinking 2 cups of water increased your metabolism by 30 to 40%. Just 30 minutes after drinking it. That's incredible. So crank up the metabolism by 1/3 30 minutes after drinking water. So I think this process should start the day before, where you're starting to hydrate properly and you're increasing your water intake. A good rule of thumb, half of your body weight in ounces in water. The day before, we've got to get those fluids in, okay? Crank that metabolism up, give it plenty to work with before the meal goes in, and then especially morning of or day of before the big meal if it's at nighttime. So half of your body weight in ounces of water. So if you weigh 150 pounds, you're drinking 75 ounces of water. You'll be going to the bathroom a lot, get you a little extra exercise as well. Okay, number 2, you can also add in another great drink that suppresses appetite, which is green tea. So try some tea in the morning. Green tea has some great antioxidants. It has been shown to decrease that appetite just a little bit, help out with that weight loss. So maybe some green tea in a cup in the morning. I like coffee as well. But green tea specifically showing appetite suppressant. So start your morning of a holiday meal or of a celebration meal with some green tea. Now, number 3 is the big one that I want you to focus on. Skip breakfast. If you know you're going to have a giant meal later in the day, practice some intermittent fasting. You're going to have some hunger pains, but you're going to have that big payoff later. And if you could cut the calories, the carbohydrates, and the food consumption out of the morning, then you're giving your digestive system a break. It's getting recharged, and it's going to be ready to take on the turkey or the stuffing or the big meal or the ice cream or the desserts or whatever you're about to have later that day. So let's cut out breakfast, practice some intermittent fasting. This is a massive tip. I would recommend doing it the day before, the day of, and at least one, if not a couple of days after. And so cutting out that breakfast, you're not just continuing to load on, especially a lot of times in the morning, useless carbs. Like, did you really need the bowl of cereal? Did you really need the bagel this morning? When you know later that day you're going to have all the fixins in a big old Christmas dinner or whatever it may be, right? So, huge tip there. Then, how about this for number 4? Get some movement. I like a high-intensity, short-duration workout. What this is going to do is tap in to your EPOC. And this is your post-workout oxygen consumption, all right? And high-intensity, short-duration workouts mean that in a 10-minute period of time, you can stimulate your metabolism, burn up calories, crank up your hormones to work for you for the entire next 24 hours. So if you did that type of exercise, I'll call them 10-minute workouts, high-intensity, short-duration. You can do it anywhere at a gym, in your living room, in your bedroom. You don't need any equipment. I'm going to show you how to do this. Okay? You crank up your metabolism. You will burn more calories and crank up your metabolism more with a proper high-intensity 10-minute workout that will last up to 24 to 36 hours of cranking up your metabolism than if you went to the gym and did an hour of moderate cardio or a half hour of moderate cardio. So I'm saying I got to discipline 10 minutes. If I get that 10 minutes in, I can earn my meal later that day. And so I put a workout, free one, that I did with a group of patients in this giant green grassy area. There's hundreds of them. And we all did this 10-minute workout together. And I used to hold workouts when I had a clinic And so I'm helping you guys now in this regard, where it'd be like Thanksgiving morning, we would have people come meet us and we got a workout in together so they could go enjoy it. And so we mixed some stuff in like turkey jumps and we had some fun with it. It made it a Thanksgiving workout. But you pick any 3 exercises you can go, or you can just follow along with the video I put in the description for you. A 10-minute workout. Crank the metabolism up so it's working for you the rest of the day, especially if you're gonna pile a bunch of food on top. Speaking of piling a bunch of food on top, number 5, put in digestive enzymes. You get the indigestion, oh, I ate so much. I can help your body be equipped with the enzyme it needs to break down different types of foods. There's one for fats, there's one for carbohydrates, there's one for proteins. Every different type of food needs an enzyme to break it down. Now you can eat these in the form of papaya is a great source, but in the name of avoiding breakfast and intermittent fasting, I like to put in powdered digestive enzymes. There is a link in the description for the one that I use myself, but putting in a digestive enzyme is a good idea to prime the pump, give your digestive system all the enzymes it's gonna need in preparation for what's coming from above. Speaking of that, next up, number 6, ACV. Are you down with ACV? Yeah, you know me. A cap full of this before the meals for that day help with the digestion of the meal as well as controlling your blood sugar. So the blood sugar levels go down significantly when you use apple cider vinegar. So a capful of apple cider vinegar, you could just shoot it. You could put it into water. You could put water with lemon or various other recipes that I have on the YouTube channel here. But taking some of that in for breakfast, even if you don't eat breakfast that morning, take up to 2 tablespoons of it twice that day would be your max, or take some, a capful at lunch, breakfast, capful at lunch, and then a capful before that big meal especially. But put that in before the meal to help the digestion and the blood sugar impact. Number 7, post-meal. Now, we've enjoyed it. We've had the cake, the ice cream, the turkey, the steak, the whatever it was that you cooked up, right? Now, post-meal, got to get some movement. I know you just want to go lay on the couch and watch some football. I know you just want to I don't feel like doing anything. But after that you get over that just a little bit, we've got to work some movement in. Taking a walk around the neighborhood, getting some fresh air, just get some kind of movement. A walk is probably the best. Post-meal movement. Help that digestive system out. Help that blood flow out. Burn up a few calories. Burn up a little of that blood sugar in the system. Your body will thank you for it the next day. You won't feel so inflamed the next morning. That's the big problem. You're so stiff the next morning, okay? Speaking of that, on the next morning, okay, after that big meal, to help you bounce back, to prevent weight gain, let's get the digestive system flushed out. The best way I know how to do this is use the Dr. Livingood coffee/Profi. What you'll do is pick your favorite coffee. Organic is best. Shade grown is decent as well. Add some coconut oil to it. Add some butter to it. What this is going to do is stimulate your gallbladder and your stomach to empty. The coffee's going to empty that. The fats are going to help the gallbladder to empty, to flush the liver out, flush the stomach out, and move it through the digestive system to promote a bowel movement, or maybe an extra bowel movement can happen. And I like to put collagen in it. My collagen has a multivitamin in it, so I'm getting nutrients and minerals back into the system right away. And I'm eating or drinking that instead of eating breakfast the next morning. So I've had this big meal, my body's gonna be cranked up, so I'm kind of gonna be hungry the next morning. That'll help suffice it, especially if I put the collagen in, it's sweetened with monk fruit, kind of tastes good like a latte, and I'm getting those healthy fats in the form of coconut oil and butter, and that's gonna help flush that digestive system out along with the coffee to get that meal moved out. We want some absorption of the nutrients, but we kind of need to get that excess out of the system. There's a little hack for you the next day. That's number 8. Avoid the pounds going on, but still enjoy your celebration, your holiday, whatever it is that you are celebrating this week. Those are the tips that you can do and still be a human being and still have all of mom's favorites or family favorites or traditions in place. You just need to respond, and prepping with those simple tips really get you there. So share this one to other people can enjoy a healthy holiday, so it isn't, the most stressful time of the year, the most depressed time of the year, or the most heart attacks of the year. A lot of holidays and celebrations are that, all right? As a next video for you, here's that 10-minute workout I talked about. Check this out, implement it in, maybe do it with the family as a little family activity so you can enjoy the meal even more.